You know that it's fun to go out, except I never leave my house. I'm either at work or home, and it seems kind of pathetic just drinking alone. So if you got nothing going on, have some drinks with Ron.
Hello and welcome to Drinks with Ron. I'm Ron, and this is my surprisingly red drink. Actually, it's a whiskey and Sprite with a dash of grenadine added. The whiskey in question is from over on the desk. It is my drinking mix, as I like to call it. It's a blend I've made myself, half Canadian, half American, all tasty. As you know, Canadian whiskeys are made a little bit smoother. They're more made as a mixer. They're made to be drank with something with them, as opposed to these bourbons, which I drink pretty much only straight. Occasionally I'll throw the Benchmark in if I'm doing something along the lines of a Manhattan or the apple sour cocktail. I was big on there for a while. But yeah, I'll use the Benchmark occasionally for that. But really, I don't drink bourbons mixed. I will get an American whiskey. And like I said, Canadians are made especially for that. So I thought we'll split the difference. I go 50-50, and it's very smooth and tasty. But that's not what I wanted to talk to you about tonight. In fact, we're approaching, as I said, we're approaching Drinks with Ron number 100. So for the next 18 or some odd episodes, I want to delve more into my past and give you some stories of old Ron. One thing that I've always been synonymous with, other than this hat, which I believe I bought a couple days before my freshman year of high school, making this hat, about 20 years old. Love it. Probably never get rid of it. But as I say, this hat, and I've always been synonymous with the shitty cars I drive. I enjoy them. People like to mock my shitty cars. You know, frankly, if I were a millionaire, I would still drive shitty little cars. Because I don't look at a car as a status symbol as much as a means of getting from A to B and a place to put your car stereo. So I'm not a highfalutin, showing off type of guy when it comes to my ride, and my cars have definitely reflected that over the years. Going back to my first car, which was known as the Blue Goose. I could probably do a couple hours just on Blue Goose stories, but I'm not going to. Let's tell you the reason it was called the Blue Goose, because when the horn went out, at some point when I was in high school, we had a guy we knew who was going to do the work for us, which was great, do it for free. He replaced the horn with a boat horn, which sounded somewhat, or exactly, like this. So there you go. The car was blue. One day I went to pick up the guy who essentially serves as my father figure growing up. Went to pick him up, and he wasn't coming out. I laid on the horn. He came out with this look on his face. I thought there was a goddamn goose out here. Blue Goose. Done deal. It was a shitty two-door hatchback, and quite frankly, just all the character in the world. Everything that it lacked in reliability and goodness, it made up for in character. So that's kind of been the trend with my cars over the years. In fact, it even has a song that I had written after it had blown up. Blew up in Madison. I moved to Madison in '97 to go to broadcasting school. My car blew up in October of that year. So as the same guy who replaced the boat horn was working on my car for little to nothing, thank Jeebus, he was there to bail me out once again. I borrowed my sister's car, Well, actually, before I borrowed my sister's car, I took the Blue Goose up to Madison, and it was going to, once again, saving the day. Well, that January, it was absolutely cold as shit. I had stayed at my buddy's house on Gorham Street downtown, right near one of the lakes. Absolutely freezing night, something like 20 below. And I said being down by the water didn't help. I got up that morning, started the car, must have cracked the fucking head gasket, had to be gone, probably cracked the fucking block, cracked everything. Drove from downtown Madison over to the west side, and by the time I'd gotten to the west side, within 3 miles of school, blue gray smoke. So thick that looking in my rear view mirror, I could not see anything behind me. Both lanes of the westbound Beltline blacked out with the oil burning smoke from my car, which if you know anything about cars, you know is not a good sign. Pulled off on the exit right next to Fox 47, Big Sky Drive. Pulling down the exit up towards the stop, it just died. and there it sat. And that was the unceremonious end to a legendary car. So yeah, I mean, just classic car. And after it died, later that year, I still lived in Madison, walking to work, as my car still wasn't back to running. And I had totaled out my sister's car, getting hit on University, leaving my shitty job. So no car. I walked to work from the far west side to downtown Madison, which is a good hour plus haul. So I actually sat in the median down Verona Road. I don't know what it fucking turns into. But yeah, there's a big median with grass and trees and shit. I walked to work, I had my notebook, and I just sat down, leaned against a tree on the ground, propped myself up, and sat down and wrote this song. So I had to look just ridiculous, you know, it's just this urban area, and, you know, 4 lanes of traffic, 2 each way, and here's this fucking douchebag guy. I was probably wearing this hat, for that matter, just sitting there just writing, like it was not an odd thing to do. So this song, with the lyrics taken out, is called Blue Goose. So, not very often a car inspires a song about it. So, keeping in the line of traditions of shitty cars with character, my last car, before the one I have now, was, ironically enough, a shitty blue 2-door hatchback. Sound familiar? So, as I, again, gotta have a nickname, I named it Rickety Cricket, which is completely a play on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but the reason I called it that wasn't from It's Always Sunny, but the fact that when you'd start the car up, if it was at all moist in the air,
that the cops couldn't get.
one of the belts would kind of slip and it chirped, and it sounded like a freaking cricket. And when the car would sit there idling, it would just chirp over and over, and it sounded like a cricket. It was rickety as shit. Rickety Cricket, done deal. So, as I say, once again, character making up for lack of reliability and goodness. So I thought, now that that car is gone, it's not getting a song. That's not in the cards. But what it will get is a fond farewell video to show you just exactly
Dude, we gotta go.
what you can accomplish trying to move yourself
That the cops couldn't get.
with a 2-door Hyundai hatchback. Oh, you can't get much in a 2-door Hyundai, can ya? Bull fucking shit, I say unto you. Bull fucking shit. And here is the proof. I mean, you want to talk about math and geometry, physics, spatial relations, I pretty much maxed out what you could get into that car and still keep it legal enough that you can see out your side windows and such. And just to demonstrate, here's what it looked like with a time-lapse unloading of the car. Just beautiful. So there you have it. The Rickety Cricket didn't make it too much longer after that, a couple months. And the Rickety Cricket meeting its untimely death, I was taking my daughter home from school, slowing down to a stop sign, and the car started jumping and skidding. And I went, what the hell? I thought I hit something. I jumped out, and this is what I saw. Yes, in fact, the fucking wheel fell off. So, it's a good thing I was pulling up to a stop sign. I was going about 2 miles an hour when it happened. If I'd been going any faster, you see the way the tire broke and went that way, it was trying to pull me over. If I had been going any faster, it would have been disastrous. But it was going so slow, it was minimal. I called the tow truck, they hauled it over, and as the guy said to me when he dumped it in my driveway, well,
You gotta go.
you can literally tell everybody you drove this fucking thing until the tires fell off. Damn straight I did.
Road trip, County A.
Yes. Nothing like a car with some character. Because as I say, what it lacks in reliability and goodness, character can more than make up for. That being said, I'm Ron, about to finish off my surprisingly pink drink. Signing off.